Welcome to American BBQ'ers. Today, I'm going to show you how to change out your burn pot. I got a brand new stainless steel burn pot I am going to be beta testing. It's got a ceramic igniter inside of it, a lot like what you have standard. However, this one's almost guaranteed for life. It has something of, I believe, right around 100,000 cycles. If you cook that many times, you're dang good. So we're going to show you how to replace the pot. Okay, so to replace your burn pot, you've got 4 screws you need to remove. Went ahead and pre-done that. If you've never moved your burn pot before, this next part is going to be a little stuck. But you take your burn pot and you want to pull it all the way to the edge, like so. Okay, from here you're going to rotate it counterclockwise till you get to about like right there. Then you can lift up. You got to do a little bit of wiggling, not much, and be careful because that is a ceramic burner or hot rod. It will break if you're not careful. And now we're up and out. From here, if you want to adjust the length, you got your screw right there. You loosen it, you can push your rod back. It is recommended to have the rod further out than what they come shipped with. These type of ceramic heat rods, they do not heat up evenly. They actually heat up in the middle of the rod, so it takes a long time for the tip of it to get hot. Longer time to get started on your initial burn. So once you get it to there, we move on to the next step. All right, for our next step, you're going to need to remove your controller, 2 screws, and be careful, this is very tight, especially with these 2 plugs right here. Come out very easily. When you do this, make sure your grill is unplugged. If you don't unplug your grill, you will short the board out, and best case scenario at that point, you blow the fuse that's inside of here. It does come with an extra one strapped to it, okay? But unplug your grill. Then, because I've already removed my controller before you can pull it out this far, you will have to remove a tie strap, okay? Remove that tie strap, and you are looking for this Molex plug that has these cloth coated wires. That goes to your heat rod. What you're going to do is unplug it. And then mine happens, I can tell, it is tangled up in the power cord. So I'm going to go ahead and untangle it really quick. That's just how they did that during the manufacturing. Okay, now we're untangled there. Okay, so once we get it to this point, the best thing you're going to be able to do is take yourself a piece of string. I've got this cut about 6 feet. I just want to make sure we have enough. We're going to go through our wires like so. We are going to tie a knot. We want it like this so it stays nice and straight. If you don't do this, it's going to be hell trying to get this wire pulled out. Put a little piece of tape around it just for good measures. Then when you look back in there, there's going to be a small hole that it's going to have to go through to okay, locate that hole. And what you're going to start doing, I'm going to start pulling on the burn pot because we already have it loose. You're going to notice our wire is going to start to go in. I'm going to go in until I feel it hit that small hole. Okay, I've hit that small hole. Then I'm going to take my hand in here and I'm going to hold on to the wires by the burn pot with one hand. I'm going to take my other hand and help guide this plug through that little hole. It's going to take you a little bit, especially because it's such a small area. Okay, once you get it in, get your hand out of the way. Like I said, it is tight. Then you notice I'm pulled through. And right here is the other side. Once you get the old pot completely out, we're going to do the same thing with this plug. I'm going to tie it on exactly the same way. Take a little bit of tape just to hold everything in place, like so. Okay, just going to take my burn pot and get it set over here. We're not going to set it all the way in yet. We're just going to get it set inside of here for now. I'm going to start pulling on our wire. Okay. And then the other tricky part is getting this plug back through that hole. Okay. Take your time when you do this. Okay, like so. And right there we are. We're back completely through. This wire on the stainless steel pot, I just compared it to the other one, and it's actually about 4 to 5 inches shorter than the OEM one. So it is a little tighter of a wire, which the OEM, it seemed to have a little bit of a play and give to it, because we don't even have the burn pot completely in, and we're here, so we still have plenty of wire. It's no big deal. Okay, now that you've got the new plug all the way over and pulled through, this particular fire pot, they actually offset your heat rod on here. Don't know if you can tell there. The OEM has it directly centered with this hole. This one's off to the side. Should make it a little easier getting it slid back in. And we're kind of kicking around, okay, are they doing that to help with burn backs? Or what their deal is. We're not a whole lot sure. So I'm going to get this slid back in, and it is a heck of a lot easier to get back in than to get it out. And this is just as tight there. We slide it, like sure we line up our screw holes like so. Okay, then from there you zip your screws back in, which I'll go ahead and do. It's always best to use a hand nut driver. I will be using my cordless, but I do have it chucked way down so it's not going to strip anything. You just want them barely snug. Okay. Here, when it gets snug, my drill, that way I'm not stripping anything. Okay. So already noticing this with this stainless steel burn pot, the footprint on the top plate here is actually smaller. Doesn't really matter because the screw holes still line up, so we're okay. Okay, once you've got the burn pot completely installed inside the grill, pull your excess slack of this wire, and that's what we're left with. So even though this new burn pot wire was several inches shorter than OEM, we obviously still have plenty of wire to work with. So I'm just going to remove the tape like that. I'm going to untie my string like that. Then we're just going to find our plug. Going to make sure we plug it in nice and tight. Okay. Okay, and there's no snap on this. Okay, so we're in nice and tight. So from here, you want to be very careful when you put your wires back in. You've got a couple spinning motors in there, and you want to make sure that you do not let these wires get tangled at all in anything spinning. So it's good to tuck them back off to this right side. There's really nothing that spins over there. Then while it's still unplugged, I find it best to get these back behind first before trying to get the rest of the controller in. Like so. Put your screws back in, and you're ready to test your new burn pot.